Wayman Anderson, better known as Suave, was on top of the world. He had $1 million record deal, an album on top of the charts, and became a heartthrob to all the ladies who loved R&B. However, by the mid-1990s, his fortunes changed, and he was sitting in a prison cell for life, with no chance of parole. On this episode of Exposed, we try to figure out what happened to cause the downfall of R&B superstar Suave. Suave was born in February 1966. On one occasion, he was at a New Edition concert, and one of the members invited him to come on stage and perform. He was so impressive that he ended up with a multi-million-dollar record deal with Capitol Records. What made him even more impressive to the record label was not only that he could sing, but also that he could write songs. By 1998, he hit the ground running with 2 hit singles. The first was a groovy remake of the Temptations classic My Girl. The song reached number 3 on the Billboard R&B charts. A short time later, he released another single called Shake Your Body, which reached 46 on the Billboard charts. At this point, Suave was riding high, becoming an instant success. But at that time, what made even more noise were the rumors that surrounded him and New Edition. During the late 70s and through the 80s, the most popular teen magazine for R&B was Black Beat and Right On magazine. They reported at one point the members of New Edition had approached Suave about joining the group first. It was assumed that before they approached Johnny Gill, they asked Suave, but he turned down the offer. Afterwards, they reached out to Johnny, who would eventually say yes. It was later revealed that, in actuality, the group wanted to remain a quintet, and Johnny was supposed to replace Bobby, and Suave was supposed to replace Ralph. But luckily, Ralph stayed with the group, and that never happened. In 1991, Suave released his next album, To The Max. It met with moderate success. Aside from being a performer, however, Suave was also making a bundle as a songwriter. However, aside from the entertainment industry, Suave was making money in a way that no one ever imagined. Suave was harboring a deep secret, and a horror incident was about to expose it. What a lot of people didn't know about Suave was that he was also an accomplished drug dealer. Around 1993, an incident happened, and according to police, Suave set a crack house on fire. Unfortunately, there was a homeless person inside the house when the blaze happened, and they lost their life as a result of it. Rumors are that the police found out about him because he accidentally left behind some sort of ID or business card when the incident happened. According to police records, without any official evidence such as fingerprints, video, or DNA. Suave was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Around 1997, his situation became even worse. This particular year, rap legend Biggie Smalls was killed in a drive-by shooting. There was always been questions as to who was responsible and how the police may have had been involved in it. Anderson was offered somewhat of a bribe for the court hearing. Suave was offered a portion of the court settlement in exchange for giving false testimony about one of the police officers involved in the case. However, a short time later, he went public and recanted his testimony. He responded saying, "It was all a lie, and I'm ashamed of what I did." Around 2007, Suge Knight was officially reprimanded by the courts after he was caught making death threats to Anderson about this issue. Aside from that, Anderson has been fighting to have his case reopened, but has had no success. Around 2000, Wayman had a new opportunity to have his case heard again. He presented receipts of airline tickets and also statements from a pastor and his son, possibly proving that he was not even in the state when the incident occurred. However, the court deemed the evidence hearsay and threw it out. Aside from this, his situation has started to become worse. He was recently diagnosed with stage 4 throat cancer. His treatment involved 9 rounds of chemotherapy and 10 rounds of radiation. For about 4 months, Anderson was in a hospital handcuffed to a bed. He's been released from the hospital, but his fight still isn't over. He's now preparing for surgery to complete the process. On a brighter note, Suave's financial burdens have changed. Due to writing many of his own songs and being able to stream them, he is able to gain income from the publishing. He is somehow able to work on recording and making music as well. As far as his conviction, Suave has stated his incarceration is part of a bigger conspiracy, and in due time he will reveal the truth to the public. Around 2014, a petition for those interested in his case was available. If you are interested in assisting in his case, a link will be provided.